Okay, so welcome to Off the Mic, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Now, look, if you haven't been to one of these before, let me just explain it to you. It's very, very simple. Off the Mic is where us as comedians get the chance to sit down, have a little bit of a free drink here at a fantastic top secret comedy club and discuss some of the things which are on our minds or on our chest, which sometimes we can't just really get out there in a normal comedy show. So we've got a fantastic panel for you today. Absolutely love these guys. Their stand-up is phenomenal. Make sure you check them out. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? First of all, we have got the fantastic Mr. Stephen Bailey.
Hi guys. Thanks for having us.
Right next to him in the dapper jacket, we have the one and only royalty of Somalia, Prince Abdi.
Oh, yes.
And what more can I say about this lovely, lovely woman, but what a woman she is. Please, ladies and gentlemen, Caddy Beaton. And last but no means least, ladies and gentlemen, please do not call security, because he's here. Jeff Innocent.
I just really enjoyed that. I really.
Let's start with yourself, Jeff. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the way how you look, it always gets comments.
Yes, it does.
No.
Does it?
No, let's be honest.
Who's fucking commenting? Oh, sorry. Are we allowed to swear?
No, be yourself, Jeff.
No,
sure.
Sure.
Because it's Sunday and everything, don't let the Lord interfere with your normal patter.
What sort of comments does it get? I don't know. No one's telling me.
Let's ask the audience on this side. When you first see his face, what do you think?
Oh my.
Is that shit, I'm scared, or... There you go.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you added that last bit, yeah? Otherwise you would have been right to have been scared. Do you want me to start with...
Yeah, because...
Okay, my topic isn't in my stand-up because I'm quite embarrassed about how small-minded and petty it is. And what it is deal breakers in life with people. Now, I'll give you an example, and it's relevant to me, but that's what I like about it. Everyone has their own specific relevancies. Last year, I had a female friend. I don't think it was going in a romantic direction, and I'm a big fan of Neil Young, and I can see that some of the people in this audience probably won't know who he is because he's from the 60s and 70s, but nevertheless, I'm a big fan, and she revealed to me that not only did she not like him, she didn't rate him as a singer-songwriter. And as she was saying that, before she even finished the sentence, I thought, you don't know this, but this is the last time we're ever going to be speaking. Okay? There's absolutely no point in us continuing this relationship whatsoever. Moreover, when I got home, I actually deleted her phone number from as a symbolic act of get out of my life. Yeah, and I've got lots of others, so I'm just going to throw. I'm going to throw them out there to see. He
brings out the Bible.
Yeah. Well, I'm old, so I've been building them up over years. But can I qualify all of this by saying there are different contexts. Yeah. So obviously, roughly there are two kinds of relationships. There are close, maybe romantic, sexual relationships where you might be prepared to overlook something about that person if you want to have sex with them. Yeah?
Such as?
Such as Hitler had good ideas. Yeah, you could be right. You know when you fancy someone so much, you're prepared to overlook stuff that you wouldn't if it was the minicab driver. Am I making sense here?
You mean like if she's got the dropsies, you go there, but the minicab driver's got the dropsies, you won't.
Yeah. You know, I don't care if you support Hitler, just get me to my destination, yeah? But music is a big one, of course, and I... here's another example. I was friends with a woman I remember, and she revealed to me that her favourite LP, was Queen's Greatest Hits. And I thought, no, there's absolutely no point us continuing this whatsoever. And in fact, if I was having sex with someone, and I looked over, and in their CD rack was Queen's Greatest Hits, I would stop having sex with them there and then. Because I wouldn't want to know that someone who loves Queen's Greatest Hits has had sex with me. I wouldn't want them to have that connection with me.
Oh,
Okay.
are we talking about Freddie Mercury Queen?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
Her Majesty Queen.
Not her speeches. No, not the Queen's famous speeches.
Jeff, I have a question.
So,
Jeff, a quick question. If we were having sex, and you looked over and saw that I had S Club 7's greatest hits, would you continue or would you ditch me?
well, I think on matters of taste and the law, if you've got S
You'd
Club
keep
7,
going. You'd
I'm
keep
thinking
going.
You're probably too young. I'll better get out there before I get arrested.
So ideally, you're saying that your kind of average age for a woman is around about 87,
Well, no,
93?
I haven't. No, but I mean, actually, I'm in a happy relationship. So for me, it's not about those kinds of relationships now. It's about general relationships. Okay. Do I waste my time? And here's a few things that I've got as deal breakers. I've got a list here. I haven't got enough time to go through the entire list, but here's some of them are linguistic. If somebody says back in the day, that's a deal breaker for me. Unless they're in a hip hop collective. If they say back in the day, I think no, I'm sorry, I'm not having that. Back in the day, if someone says espresso instead of espresso, there's things like, to be honest or to be perfectly honest. You think, well, hold on, to be honest now, you're being perfectly honest? That's an added honesty? What? So I've got problems with all these linguistic crutches and people getting words wrong. I've got fucking loads here, mate. So there's a few linguistic ones.
So Abdi, have you got any? Because I mean, like, obviously you're multilingual. So is there any that you've picked up yourself, or
What, words?
yeah, words and sayings and phrases that you've noticed, that you've observed, which are
Well, being Somali, sometimes when I travel, especially in America, I get mistaken between tourist and terrorist.
that's a big difference between the two, isn't there?
Deal breaker for me, which is ironic right now, is man-spreading. And I can hardly fit in here because you guys are so man-spread. So I'm like this.
Because what I'm doing now, I'm looking out into the audience to see, because she's man-spreading. She is.
No,
You spread them, darling. Don't worry. You spread them.
No, but she's not, because she's not, her knees aren't wider than the chair. Her knees are, if her knees were wider than the chair,
That's
that would be a
manspreading.
man spread.
You're sticking out for a girl power?
Yeah, I'm in the sisterhood.
No, you broke it down into a science. I didn't
Yeah.
realise. So if the knees are further than the
You're,
edge of the
you're
chair.
semi-spread.
So can I just do a couple more and then because so what I've done is, here's my other problem. Contrary to my appearance, I'm a very friendly, interactive. I talk to people in shops, on trains, and all that. Yeah, but there's my problem, because I end up having conversations with people where we're intellectually incompatible. So I find, so what happens is I get into these confrontational situations where they'll say something and I have to take issue. I can't walk away from something I disagree with because I feel like I've mugged myself off, which is a lovely expression you might want to take back to your own communities. So I've come up with these visual deterrents that make you think, right, just steer clear of that person, because if they're doing that, then that's somebody I couldn't get on with. So it's right, here they go.
So what's the top
Ready?
of your list then, Jeff?
Football shirts.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Any man wearing a football shirt, I just think, if you're wearing a football shirt, even on grounds of taste, yeah? But I know they're going to be boring and they're going to want to talk about football, which is the most boring thing in the effing world.
No, I've worked you out now.
Because what happens is blokes, that's all they've got. You get these blokes, and they come up to you, blokes do this, I don't know if women do this, and they insist on knowing what your football team is. If you go, oh, well, I haven't actually got a football team, they go, oh, they don't know what to do then. They've got nothing to talk about. So then they panic and go, all right, where do you live? So that they can associate you with a football team. And so then they go, oh, yeah, your team's rubbish. And you know.
So Jeff, what team do you support?
I'm not even going to get involved in that.
Where do you live, though, Jeff?
That's a deal breaker.
Where do you live?
West Ham.
I do live in the vicinity.
That's why. That's why you would never wear a football top.
Oh, yeah, so, so, football shirts, ponytails. Women or men? Both. People who wear their plastic work ID badges round their neck
Lanyards.
when they're not at work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they
fair.
called. What they called those?
Lanyards.
Oh, they're killers. Because where I live is quite poor, and I only imagine they're wearing them and say, "Look, I've got a fucking job. You haven't, yeah." So there's that. Also, here's one: people that are hands-free on their phone when their hands are free, so that we have to listen to their conversations, right? People who go to the station with insulated coffee mugs because their lives are so busy, unlike us, they haven't got time to finish their coffee. They're taking it to the station to let everyone know what a busy lifestyle they got. Out of the way, losers, I've got my coffee, yeah? And they're usually hands-free as well as the coffee, yeah? Whoa, that's a
Wearing
double
West Ham
whammy.
shirts.
Okay, West Ham.
But I have to say, no, but hold on.
Vape people,
Back in the day,
hold on, I haven't finished. Vape people. People who use vapes, either smoke a fag or give up, you lightweight. Right, that's another one. People reading The Sun, The Daily Mail, quiz books. Those people I can't speak to.
What about adult colouring books? How do you
Adult
feel about
colouring
colouring
books, those people should just be put down, yeah? So I'm going to finish in a minute because I could go on forever.
Yeah.
In conversation, people who bring up things like Strictly Come Dancing. Whoa, people, because that assumes that I would be watching Strictly Come Dancing.
No, you've gone too far now, Jeff,
No, but
mate.
worse than that, when they call it Strictly, as if that makes it jazzy and culturally acceptable, that makes it worse to me. Right, I've nearly finished. X Factor, yeah?
Oh, don't. I love X
Britain's Got
Factor.
Talent, any soap, football, Mrs Brown's Boys.
What about people with lists, Jeff? How do you feel about people with lists?
People with lists.
Long
Yeah,
lists,
they're-
Jeff. How do you feel about those people, Jeff?
People with lists. So I'm going to stop now. But last of all, yeah, no, I can't end, but here's my last one, just for time purposes.
Excuse me.
And I know I'm going to enjoy saying this because it's a young audience. If anybody sends me a text with an emoji, they do not get a text back. They do not get one back, okay? So that's me finished.